Ladies and gentlemen, Street Talk and other stuff. Mike Mad Dog Magnati on this, I believe, last Monday in October, if I got my date right. Yeah, and Halloween is Wednesday night. That's kind of cool. Hey, how'd you like them Seahawks yesterday? I was good. Didn't see the whole game, but heard a lot of it on the radio. And then Boston and L.A., come on. But you know what was really weird about watching the World Series? The camera was on one of the on-deck batters for the Red Sox. You know, he's standing there on deck. And right behind him, there's this female fan, this young girl, looked like she was 19 or 20. I mean, these seats are expensive. My brother-in-law went down there and paid $900 for a nosebleed seat for one of these games. And this girl's sitting there on her phone like this. What is it with this generation? This is the new zombie apocalypse. Okay, now maybe she paid for her ticket herself, but come on, you're at the World Series, you're in the front row, you're sitting right behind the on-deck circle for the Red Sox, and you're there on your phone. Okay, all right, okay. Rant over. All right, you know, a friend of mine, a stand-up comic, you know, he travels around the country and he works in a lot of bars, and he just tells his audiences, say, look, if a joke's not funny or if I make a mistake, just take a shot. He says it worked real well till he worked at an NRA convention. And, you know, my job as a mental health counselor, and yeah, my day job, I'm going to keep it, okay? You know, I had an angry client the other day. He came in, I said, you know, sir, your problem really is that you're just stuck on getting revenge. And he said to me, we'll see about that. And couples are always coming to me because they're having communication problems. I mean, yeah, come on, we need to learn how to communicate. We need to learn how to communicate. And this wife said, yeah, it's terrible in my house. I mean, literally, she says, I'm not exaggerating, but literally, my husband has not said a word to me for a month. And I looked at the husband and he goes, well, I didn't want to interrupt. And you know, this play I'm in, Little Shop of Horrors, one more weekend. We're going to talk about that at the end of the show today. But I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert. I get killed, okay, kind of, in the middle of the show. So that's a spoiler alert. And that's kind of cool because I was saying to another actor, I was saying, you know, I always wanted to die on stage. He said, Mike, he said, I've seen you. You've died on stage a number of times. Okay, Street Talk and other stuff. Mike Mad Dog Magnetti. I got a real good guest for you today, one of my favorites. But we'll talk about it in a minute. You stick around. We'll be right back.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
Lakeland Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Chelan Mailboxes, everything you need in one small package.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home, too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
What's your Auto-Mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Mike, Mad Dog, Mike Knight. Those of you, those 5 of 6 of you who regularly watch the show will recognize one of my favorite guests, Mr. Matthew Pippin.
Nice to
Matthew,
be here.
have you. This guy is he's a lot of fun. I'm glad he's coming. And the reason I invited him is because not...
I can't wait to find out.
It says underneath your name, not the way you spell your name.
Yeah, well, that's because people want to spell it that way all the time.
All right, okay, that's good. Well, I knew how to spell it.
I know.
I looked it up. But no, Matthew is going to direct Music Theater of Wenatchee's winter show. We call it the winter show, right?
Yeah.
Witness for the Prosecution. Now, Matthew is coming off a couple of real good successes. Last fall, he directed... I remember 12 Angry Men. Yeah, I was in that.
He was in it, and I'm happy he can remember.
It's an age thing.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with you or the importance in my life. It's just,
Okay.
But matter of fact, a year ago tonight was our closing night for that show, and that was very well received, very well directed, excellent show. People really liked it. And then for those of you who saw Hot August Nights, Matthew played, and I can't remember your character's name. In the
Malcolm.
Malcolm, right.
I was Malcolm in the Full Monty. Yeah.
Did a great job. But he's going to direct Witness for the Prosecution. That's coming up.
Yeah.
So just give us a little bit of information about auditions, because that's really what's important.
Sure.
We'll talk about that again later.
Absolutely, because they're tonight at the Riverside Playhouse at 6:30. And now the camera moved on me. I was prepared for that one, and then they went and switched it on.
There
and
you
that
go.
means I'll start talking to it, and they're going to switch back. And then I just don't know. I can't work
Just
in these
trained
situations.
professionals.
There. Now I'm back.
Us trained professionals are used to that.
Yeah.
I always just look at the monitor, and my wife yells at me, "Why are you looking at the monitor? Look at the camera."
You say, oh, now it's on. But see, he's much prettier. It should just stay on him. Anyway, he told me to say that. So no, it's tonight, tomorrow, 6:30 at the Riverside Playhouse. And I welcome anybody
Tonight
to come
and tomorrow.
Tonight and
Right,
tomorrow,
okay.
October 29th and 30th. That way, if anybody watches this again, they're like, oh, it's not tonight. And it was last
Okay,
year.
all right,
so.
that's right.
2018. And I've got 2 monologues. I'd like to do closed auditions. People come in one at a time, read one of the 2 for me. And they're comedic monologues, and they have nothing to do with the show. And I'm going to tell everybody that because comedy is serious business, and Witness for the Prosecution is a drama.
Yeah.
Read these comic monologues as dramatic as possible.
Well, that's interesting that you're doing that. I've never had a director do that before. Actually, what you're having them read is not from the show itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I wanted funny ones, because then it's nice to sit and listen and see what people do with it.
Because even if they do a lousy job, you're mildly entertained.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, because then I'm like, oh, they're saying this, and it makes me happy.
Okay, well, again, auditions are tonight, 6:30 at the Riverside Playhouse. If you don't know where that is, if you're going north down Wenatchee Avenue, you pass KPQ, and then you pass that, Aaron's
Buddies
rental
or
place?
Aaron's?
Aaron's rental place.
Or Buddies.
Right.
It's one of the two.
Whatever,
It's a rental
that
place.
rental place. Then there's that driveway between the rental place and the PUD parking lot. You pull down there, you go to the right, you'll see it. It says Riverside Playhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's tonight.
That's
and
tonight.
Tomorrow night.
And
the
tomorrow
30th,
night.
29th and 30th, 6:30. So,
Yeah.
okay, tell us about the show, okay?
Well, it's Agatha Christie.
Right.
And who doesn't? I've actually met people who don't like Agatha Christie.
I like her,
And they're wrong.
Yeah,
I
I
have
like
to
her.
say.
I don't like Neil Simon, but I like her.
Well, they're both dead, so they don't care what we think about it. And
their heirs probably are not watching.
no, they're probably not, most likely not. Although Agatha Christie has the longest-running successful show in the history of theater. The Mousetrap opened November 25th of 1952 and is still running.
I was actually in that when Music Theater did it here years ago. Nita Payne and I were in it.
Oh, okay. And I was in it in 2000 at Eastmont High School.
Oh, really?
I was Christopher Wren.
Okay.
And but Agatha Christie, she gave her grandson the rights to the Mousetrap as a Christmas present, as she thought it'd be fun, and he's living well off of that, and that's why they haven't filmed it yet, is because it's not until the show closes. There's a stipulation in it for like 6 months after the show closes, then they can film it, and that's why there's never been filmed.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's sitting pretty on that,
So, Witness for the Prosecution. Tell us about that.
Well,
What's
Dame
that story
Mag, she wrote a short story, Witness for the Prosecution, and didn't think much of it at the time, and it became a big success. And so she wrote this script, and I dig it because a lot of times she had to change a lot of things for the censors, and I'm not going to give anything away because it is a mystery.
Sure.
It does take place in a courtroom, a bulk of it, but there is still a murder mystery to it. And and she didn't have to change the ending, which is what I really did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
because it was always back in those days. You had to appease the censors. The killer couldn't get away with it, and in a sense, this killer does not. But there is something else to where another killer does, I guess, in a way. And I don't want to give anything away. But it is, and then there was a 1957 film with Tyrone Power, Charles Laughton, and Marlene Dietrich. This one of the sexiest women that has
she's a babe.
ever existed. And in fact, they filmed a scene that cost about $100,000 just to show off her legs in a flashback, because that's what she had, was those gams.
She did have a set of shanks on her.
Yeah,
she did. So.
And she was a fine actress. And it's one of that in 1974's Train. Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, okay.
Those were one of 2 films that she liked. Agatha Christie didn't like her films, the adaptations. She never really appreciated. But those are 2 that she had kind words
But Christie
for.
liked the film adaptation of
Witness for the Prosecution, and she likes Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
I wish she'd lived long enough to see 78's Death on the Nile, because I really dig that one too.
Okay, so last year, though, you rocked it with 12 Angry Men. What does this thing about courtroom dramas for you? You know, is this some underlying angst you have about being brought into court or something like that?
No, well, actually, I kind of, if I only direct 3 shows, my first for Riverside, and then there were none. Last year was 12 Angry Men.
I remember you did. Then
and now this combines the 2. Agatha Christie and the court. So it's,
interesting.
I kind of dig it. No, actually, this David Harville suggested a couple months ago, wouldn't it be fun to direct that one? I thought, yeah, sure, but I had nothing on my radar as far as anything. And then when Full Monty was closing, Vicki Michael had said that there wasn't a show for the January slot at the Riverside. We should do something.
And for those of you who don't know, Vicki Michael is the Edith Head of Music Theater Wenatchee. She is the master costume mistress.
Yeah.
Who does an incredible job.
And beautiful and wonderful and
very
hilarious.
Nice.
And I love working with her. She got to play my mom in the Full Monty.
Yeah, that's right.
And I love that.
Yeah, she did.
Because people who know my mother, and that's how I refer to her as Mother.
Mother.
Yeah, that's a Norman Bates joke, though, but it's Mother. And so in the show, having to keep my mother this and mother that.
I really need to hear that.
Oh, no, it's not real Norman Bates. That's what I love about Agatha Christie. I do love fake murder. Fake murder's fascinating.
Yeah.
Real stuff that's too messy. But this is not real. And but I got to pick Vicki up every night out of a wheelchair and carry her, which she hated because she doesn't like to be carried, and she's just, don't drop me, don't drop me, don't drop me. Okay, I won't.
Okay, so a motivator again was this is one you wanted to do?
Yeah,
Dave Harville, another actor who was in 12 Angry Men, he suggested that.
Yeah, he says, how about that? And I thought, well, that'd be a lot of fun. And I do, with much like 12 Angry Men, I kept the set very simple.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the same thing with this, just use rehearsal cubes. The drawings for this set, I think it'd have to be like a revolving set. Just, there's so much, and the Riverside is this tiny little black box thrust stage.
Yeah, right.
So I want to do what I did last year with 12 Angry Men, is make the acting vibrant, make the costumes vibrant, and that's it. And just keep it as focused on the acting as possible.
Yeah, see, I'm a believer in that. I mean, my attitude is that if your set is real nice, or if your costumes are real flashy, that way the audience will have something to look at if they're not mesmerized by your acting.
Yeah,
and this, I get kind of sarcastic about it.
Yeah, and this way it takes that element away. People can't be lazy then. And that is not, mind you, that is not, I want to make it very clear, not slamming any beautiful sets that have been done. For the, Wait Until Dark's was its own character. Bowing's was fantastic. I love the Little Shop of Horrors. You should go see it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But no, the Little Shop of Horrors set is really good.
Yeah. Now, I'm not slamming sets like that. I want to make that very clear.
Brent Smith did a great job on it. So.
But I like to keep it simple.
Okay, now, this is the third drama you've directed. Okay, have you ever, and you've been in a comedy. Have you ever directed a comedy?
No, I haven't directed a comedy. I do like elements of it, and I don't know why, because I love comedies.
Yeah.
I absolutely love comedies.
Everybody does,
And, but I don't know why it seems to go that way, that's where it's gone. Maybe that's just what speaks to me. I mean, 12 Angry Men I wanted to do because of how ugly people got during the 2016 election. And that's just, on either side. And I just hated it.
Yeah.
And then looking at the script of 12 Angry Men and the way the jurors talk to each other, it's like, this is no different than what you'd see
not at all. Not at all. No, it was
on a
very
thread.
relevant. Very relevant.
And so that's why I wanted to do it. It's January and it's murder, and it seems like perfect tie-in, the dead of winter. And
yeah, and after the holidays, I mean, what else you got to do in January? You know, except moan about the snow and hoping it goes away. But hey, I'm talking with Matthew Pippin. He is going to be auditioning a show called Witness for the Prosecution, which is a Agatha Christie murder mystery. Auditions are this evening. The show actually will be produced in January, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about that, but we got more to discuss. And Matthew just aesthetically is really kind of cool to look at today, wouldn't you say?
yeah, it
Wouldn't
is.
you agree?
It is kind of digging. This is
You know,
$4 at Marshall's, if I'm allowed to say that. Yeah, $4 whole
Now
dollars.
me, you know, I'm just the normal, you know, here I am, you know, the good-looking, vibrant, corpulent Italian guy.
Yeah.
You know, hey, hit mama. But I just stick around. We'll be right back.
Turn back the clocks and grab the ice melt. Winter weather is here. This is Corey at Rose Tractor. If you're looking for a reliable way to clear snow, look no further than Cub Cadet. For sidewalks and driveways, a Cub Cadet snow thrower will get the job done in a jiffy. For larger jobs, a Cub Cadet Challenger utility vehicle with a snow blade will handle about anything. You can depend on Cub Cadet for years of reliable performance. And we'll help you select the best model for your job at Rose Tractor, family-run business at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Okay, we're back. Again, I'm talking with Matthew Pippin, who is going to be directing Witness for the Prosecution. That show will be produced in January of next year, but auditions are tonight. But I wanted to ask you, we got on this a little bit before the break. You like dramas, right? And you never directed a comedy, though you like them. Now, how about a musical? Would you ever want to direct a musical, and how do you feel about musicals?
Oh, I love music. I love being in them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to direct one.
Okay, how come?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is,
Okay.
I mean, because then you have not just the acting to worry about, but the singing and the dancing and the acting while you're singing, acting while you're dancing. It's 3 productions in one. And that is something that I marvel at, that people have the patience for it. You know, watching Jamie Donegan over the last, 5 years doing 5 summers doing the Hot August Nights. You know, I have to say, when you posted this morning to advertise for this saying I was well known,
Yeah.
last time he was on here with Dan Koontz, Jamie forgot my last name. And then when he finally got my last name out, Dan Koontz says...
Did he spell it right?
I don't know if he spelled it right, but see, there it is. And because even I forget sometimes, they mess it up so much. But then Dan Koontz says, "Oh yeah, Matt Pippin is so."
He called you Matt?
Yes, he did. That's how well known I am. Is you don't call me Matt because it's wiping. You know, that's something you wipe mud on.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate being. Anyway, instantly, "Hi, I'm Matthew. Matt, it's nice to..." I said Matthew. Yeah. And I've never actually slapped anybody. I just do that in my head. fake stuff. So to answer your question, no, I couldn't do a musical because it is so much work, and I marvel at the people that have the patience for it.
And I'm in Little Shop of Horrors. I play Mr. Mushnick. This has been, because it's a musical, this is the most challenging role I've done. Okay, it just wasn't easy, and I've always wanted to do one. I've done some musical stuff before, but not one that's been this challenging. And how'd I do?
I loved it. I really enjoyed him. I was watching him, and you danced. The Mushnick and Sons is a great number.
Oh, I'm very light on my feet.
And Mr. Smeltzer were fabulous. Tiffany Mauser was just great.
Yeah, she was
just
great.
really loved her, and she had moments that I didn't expect her to do. And
okay. All right. Well, we're going to talk about Little Shop in a minute. Okay,
well,
we're going to do that. But
fine.
All right. So, what roles are available for this for people who might be considering?
There's 13 roles available, and anybody that's familiar with my work, I do like to cast women in men's roles because I like to balance the sexes in things. I've never liked saying something that's heavy one way or the other. And it's, so like, last year with 12 Angry Men, it just worked out. 6 women.
It was great.
For 6 parts.
But I actually did that in Dracula. When I directed Dracula twice, I cast the role as Von Helsing as a female because it added a lot to the sexual tension between her and Dracula.
So that's fascinating.
It's really pretty cool.
I dig that.
Yeah.
But
the show isn't about me, it's about you.
Well, I've got 13.
Yeah, believe that.
I've got 13 wonderful parts, but there's parts that now, I love small parts. Because then you go on, you work your magic, you go off, you eat sandwiches, you go out and do a curtain call.
Right, exactly.
Done,
and then you get to go to the cast party.
And then you get to go to the cast party and eat more, which is fantastic. But I can't double up on them. I can't, because it is a murder mystery, when you double up a character, especially being in that intimate setting, people are going to think it's a plot.
Yeah, it's going to be confusing enough.
Yeah, they're going to think it's a plot device. So there's auditions, roles, I should say, that people could audition for that maybe they've never done theater before, but this is their chance to go on, try with a small part that they're on for a page or two as witnesses, and then go off and be like, okay, there's something new. Like that's Douglas Caligario that we had last year as the bailiff.
Right.
Oh, what a gem of a guy.
And he did a great job. That was his first show.
Yeah,
ever.
first show, first audition.
He walked in and I bought him as a New York bailiff.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, he really
just didn't care, this scrawny little, come
chewing
on.
gum.
Yeah, chewing gum.
That kind of thing. So, all right, so what kind of personalities are you looking for? That type
Strong. No, but nothing that outshines me, of course. But no, I'm looking for anybody and any sex between ages 21. I like 21 because then the cast parties go okay.
Yeah, right.
But 21 to 75 or older, if they can hold their own, I'm not going to stop them. Like Arlene Jones. She's doing our props. Yeah. And she turned 90 this year.
Oh yeah, she's great.
And she has more energy and than anybody I know. And she's such a doll, and I'm so excited. So if you can keep up with Arlene, you can be in this show. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Okay, now look, don't tell anybody I said this, and don't tell Rosie, okay? Because
I didn't hear a thing.
If by any chance, okay, you get into a last-minute bind, one of your actors turns up drunk and can't go on, and it's just a guy who's got to come on one page for a witness, there might be somebody you could call who might be willing in January to step in,
But I will keep that in mind.
That in mind.
I will.
So.
I didn't hear a thing though.
Don't tell Rosie.
Did you get that? Did you get that?
Okay, all right. Acting over directing. I mean, because I love you as an actor, and he mentioned earlier he likes small parts. I got into a bind with Streetcar when we directed Streetcar 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was. I didn't have somebody to play the doctor. The doctor comes on for like one page. Okay, so I called you up. You were phenomenal.
I loved it too.
No, I watched it. Rosie and I had gone to see a Seattle production of it at a semi-pro company, and that guy, the doctor, just came in and stood there, with this kind of dumb look on his face, it really stood out that he was not really into it. You came in and you killed it. I mean, you looked like a doctor. You looked concerned. I mean, it was good.
What I loved was...
And it doesn't get me anything praising your acting, but you're a really good actor.
Well, but at the, because he was in the very end of the show, and to get there, an hour early to be there for the circle up.
Yeah, you always did. You know.
Well, yeah, because that's part of the team
Right.
effort, you know,
Exactly.
and that's what I like about 12 Angry Men. I was so proud that you know everybody works so hard, because I do like to work hard and play very hard. I play very hard, but there's got to be a lot of work going into things, and like with Lacage last year, I knew I was as heavy as I wasn't going to do the role justice, and I lost 50 pounds, kept it off. That's great. Well, then I got Malcolm in Full Monty, and I was described as skinny-legged and pigeon-chested, pretty face, which I have, but I had to work harder for the other stuff. So I went to the gym 6 days a week leading up to the show, and lost another 30 pounds, trying to at least match Malcolm enough to do it. My husband hates it.
No, you're great as Malcolm.
He hates this. He's like, okay, you eat now.
Okay, he doesn't like you being so skinny?
No. Well, and to me, I'm not skinny because I'm a human Shar-Pei, you know. It's all this hanging stuff now that's just this curtain of skin.
Well, look, we gotta take another break.
Okay.
But again, Matthew
Sure,
Pippin
lots
is
of break.
going to direct Witness for the Prosecution. It will be produced this January. Auditions are tonight, 6:30 at the Riverside Playhouse, which is back behind the KPQ building. Looking for a variety of people. But you know, if you've never done theater, if you'd like to try it, this would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, come on out. We're always need new blood.
Always need
you
new
know,
people.
always need new
So
blood.
okay, you stick around. We'll be right back.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
Watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
Are you raising a grandchild or another relative's child? If so, kinship programs may be available for your family. Kinship Care is the full-time care of children by relatives. Kinship Care maintains family, cultural, and community ties. It's the oldest form of family preservation and an important safety net for children whose parents are either unable or unwilling to care for them. To learn more about Kinship Care or to find a support group near you, please contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
Okay, we're back. Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Mad Dog Magnani. My guest again has been Mr. Matthew Pippin. It's always a thrill to have on. But look, I want to do another commercial. Okay, Little Shop of Horrors has run 2 weeks. There's one weekend left. It plays down at the Riverside Playhouse. You know, I'm in it. I'm prejudiced, but people are coming out of there saying this is one of the best things they've done. They're laughing. It's funny. It's very quirky. The cast is really done really well.
I had a great time, even though I'm not in it. It is a good show. And no, I had a wonderful time. I think it's a lot of laughs, and I wish it was kind of on par with Rocky Horror, because it feels like there's this, because it's just kitschy enough that you just want to start shouting off and singing along with the songs, especially if you know the songs. And I like that it sticks with the original ending and not doing the Hollywood ending.
Yeah, the Hollywood ending was terrible.
Yeah.
But the two leads, Mark Smeltzer playing Seymour and Tiffany Mauser playing Audrey.
Oh, Tiffany.
I mean, yeah, really good. I mean, it's just a great show. So, hey, you can go to Wenatchee Pack. You can search that on Google and bring it to the ticket office. You can go on my page on Facebook. I've always got the ads up there. You can see them. But trust me, we have sold out 3 nights last week. We're going to sell out Friday and Saturday. There's only 3 shows left, so get your tickets. But hey,
and go enjoy yourself.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate you tuning in. We will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.